Welcome back, guys. So today let's talk about The Kingsman, and we're also going to talk about Encanto, which is the newest Disney movie on Disney Plus. But I'm going to review both of these together because I just haven't had much time to review, so I'm going to go ahead and just knock them out right here. Because I do love to review movies, even if I don't have a lot to say about them. I still like to talk on camera and see what you guys think. But uh, but yeah, like I said, I've been pretty busy. I want to watch a lot more current movies in the theater, but I've been more into a TV show mood recently. So because I just finished Jessica Jones season 3. I didn't rewatch any of it. I just started off where I ended. So I've been watching that. I've been watching a lot of other stuff. The Movies That Made Us on Netflix is great. That I've been watching as well. But uh, but I spent some time and went to the movies, and like I said, I saw The Kingsman in the theater and Encanto I watched on Disney Plus. Um, and we'll first talk about The Kingsman, which is a prequel to the first two Kingsman movies set in the 1900s, early 1900s, where the leader of the Kingsmen, played by Ray Fiennes, has to stop this conspiracy that's going to kill millions of people. And the thing I really liked about the Kingsman, as opposed to the first two, which I did really enjoy, I felt like this one, it is still like the first two Kingsman movies in terms of silliness and over the topness, but I felt like there was less of that in this, if that makes sense. From what I remember from the first two Kingsman movies, from the Kingsman: The Secret Service and Kingsman: The Golden Circle, I remember that they were way more ridiculous, and that's fine because I really do enjoy those first two. But this one, I really thought, I really dug Ray Fiennes as the main character. I really liked what he went through. I really liked the whole thing that he went through in this movie. I thought was really really great. Um, I thought that the action was really good. I thought that these characters were all funny and interesting. And that's what the Kingsman franchise does really good. The other two movies as well do a great job of that. And I really kind of want to rewatch those, but I don't have time because there's so many things I want to review. There's so many new movies I want to see and shows I want to watch. So right now in my life, I'm not really wanting to rewatch the first two, but I do want to still, if that makes sense. Like I've just got so many other things I want to see, but I think I'll rewatch them one day or try to. But but this one I thought did a cool job having kind of a different coat of paint to it, even though it is still a Kingsman movie. I did like how it was in early 1900s. I liked that it felt like James Bond type of early James Bond. I felt like it was cool with the fact that these characters, like I said, were really funny and interesting. Like Ray Fiennes, I thought did a great job. I really like him as an actor. He's fantastic in this. I thought the girl who played Polly, the maid, I don't know what her name is in real life, or I don't remember as of recording this review, but she was really funny and really had great lines. And the guy, Dijon, I can't pronounce his last name, but he's like the partner of Ray Fiennes is great as well, and he's always a great side character in a lot of movies. He was also in Guardians of the Galaxy. He's the one who says "Who" when Chris Pratt says "I'm Star Lord." Like that's the same guy. He always does a good job, and I really liked him in this as well. And I liked how this one really felt like, even though it was a Kingsman movie, I felt like it did enough of its own thing that I don't know. It's hard to rank them, but man, I thought I really liked this one a lot just because I really liked Ray Fiennes a lot. I thought he was great, and I thought that just what his character went through, I liked the action, the set pieces. The first two Kingsman movies, from what I remember, even though I really liked those as well, they were more colorful and more like way more over the top. And this one is still over the top. Don't get me wrong; it is still ridiculous, but I feel like there's less of that in this, where I just kind of enjoyed this one the most. I'm not saying it's probably the best movie out of all three, but I think I did enjoy it a really good amount. Like I thought this was a really good surprise. Like I was genuinely surprised that I liked this one a lot. It looked fine from the trailers, and it's also directed by Matthew Vaughn, who I think directed the first two. He at least directed the first one. I'm assuming he directed The Golden Circle too, but I don't know, to be honest. But it's the same director. Did a great job as usual. Really great prequel. I really liked The Kingsman. And then I watched Encanto, which had come on Disney Plus. I was gonna see this in theaters, but I just didn't have time because this movie, even though it's cool that I didn't have to go to the theater and see this. Like, I wanted to see this on in the theaters because of how beautiful of a movie it is. Um, Even though we've got great technology now that our TVs with 4K capability and all this stuff makes movies look great, this one would have been cool to see in the theater. And I'm not going to see it in the theater because I already watched it, but it would have been a cool experience. But I am thankful that Disney Plus is already on there, because working my kind of job schedule is hard to go to movies, and I've got so many other things in my life, friends and family, that like it's always hard to, I'd say it's not really hard, but it's always such a more difficult thing to do in terms of like making time to do movies in terms of movie show times, because I work mostly nights, and then in the morning they're not that early. They're not that earlier showings. They're usually about the time that I'm not able to go before work. And whenever I'm off at work, I kind of want to just be home and I watch something at home. So it kind of sucks with my schedule in terms of seeing movies in the theater. So I am thankful in a way that Disney Plus already had this on here, because I did want to see Encanto. I've seen almost every, I think 98 or 99% of all the Disney animated films in the Disney animated canon, like from Snow White to this one. And this is the 60th movie in the Disney animated canon. This is the 60th Walt Disney Animation Studios movie, which I thought was very cool that they've got the 60 movies from 1937, like I said, to Snow White to now, 2021. They have made 60 Disney animated movies that are in the official animated canon. Like, they don't count like the direct-to-video sequels or whatever. Like, those don't count. But it's interesting with Encanto, because I was excited for it because I already thought visually it looked great. I thought it looked really cool. I thought it looked really beautiful. And the best thing I can say about this movie is the animation is truly incredible. They every time Disney and Pixar just blow it out of the park. And I love seeing Disney movies, and I love seeing their Pixar movies as well. Animated wise, like they just always look so incredible. And Encanto, watching this one, unfortunately, I liked the visuals of it, but honestly, I just got kind of bored with this one, and I'm really sad to say, because this movie is a very beautiful visual movie. It's really incredible with the style. I like that it's another Hispanic Disney movie that we don't have many of. After I watched this movie, I was looking up on Wikipedia, and it said like how the movie didn't do good in theaters, of course, because they quickly put it on Disney Plus, and of course with what's going on in the world, and some people are still having the virus and some people are not, blah blah blah. It's like a mixed bag of like how the world is going to work with movies. So like, well, I say that, but Spider-Man No Way Home is like the third, like one of the most highest grossing movies now ever. So I don't know. This one, it's probably because it was just pushed on Disney Plus pretty quickly as well, that it's going to make not profit. I don't think they make that much profit from Disney Plus with these new releases, but they at least get viewers. But this one really tanked at the box office. And it said that people were assuming that this would be a similar movie to Coco, and like a lot of people were like, and I love Coco, but I mean like people were just like, oh, it's another looking Disney movie that's similar to another one, like kind of thing. So I'm ashamed. I'm sad that it's like it didn't do well in theaters, but of course with everything going on, I don't know who to blame, because I feel like eventually if Disney just keeps putting this on Disney Plus, they're not going to make their movies. I mean, I know they'll put movies in theaters still, of course, Marvel and stuff, but like the animated movies are really not. Really, just people are expecting them to come on Disney Plus now, so it's harder to make back that money. But I think that anime movies probably get cheaper and cheaper, like throughout the years. So like, it's probably not a terrible thing, but like, I wonder how they're gonna go along in the future with their movies, their animated movies at least. So it's weird because Encanto, like I said, didn't do that great. I thought it really just was kind of forgettable. I liked. Okay, so the main plot of this is that there's a girl named Maribel who lives in this enchanted house with her family, and she's the only one that does not have a gift. And I forgot what age you become, but at a certain age you gain a gift. Like one of her sisters has incredible strength. One of her sisters can um, control like plants and like flowers and like all these different abilities that these other family members have. And Maribel is the only one who has no abilities. And of course, she will figure it out. She'll figure out she has an ability. She goes on a journey um, to find something, and she finds herself in the process. And it's just one of those plots that Disney has been doing. Disney always does this, and they do it usually very great. Like there are so many Disney movies that are the exact same plot, but they work very, very well. But for some reason with this one, I just never was fully invested in it. I thought that it kind of just, it really felt like they put the visuals first, and that's fine because visually this is incredible. Like all Disney movies are incredible with animation. Like every time they make a new one, I'm just astounded by how they keep making them look even better. Um, but it just felt to me like a story that, even though we've seen this a dozen times before and there's other ones that I enjoy more with the same story, I felt like this one just, I really didn't care for the characters that much, honestly, and that's such a sad thing to say because I really usually enjoy them no matter what. Um, I thought the music in this was really not that catchy. It was different, and I'll give it that. I appreciate it being a different, feeling like a different kind of music, and of course, it's Hispanic music, and it's of course something that is something different that they're integrating into it, which I think is cool and great. But it just never felt like a movie that I was invested in or enjoyed, and it's really sad to say. Part of me wanted to see this in theaters just because of the visuals, but the other part of me is like, man, if I watched this in theaters and like I got out of it, I was like, man, I'd be kind of bummed because like I didn't hate this one. It was totally serviceable. Like on Letterboxd, I gave it like a 3.5 out of 5 stars. It's still a solid movie. It's still a beautiful movie. It's just all the cliches that have been done before in Disney, where it just didn't really do much for me. It really didn't feel that memorable at all. Raya and the Last Dragon, the one that came out right before this, I really dug, and that one is similar with the same kind of story, like character trying to find her way in the world and trying to figure out her gift. But that one I felt like just was more entertaining and more interesting and more memorable. And this one visually is very cool, but it's just not very memorable to me. Like I was really bummed that I didn't feel really much in this one, unfortunately. Um, it's just a bummer. Like I really wish that I could have liked it more, but like not gonna love everything, but still, it's just kind of a shame. But I'm glad I saw it. I still am glad I've seen almost all of these Disney animated movies. The only one I think I haven't seen is Meet the Robinsons. I think I've seen every other of the 60 Disney animated movies. I think. Oh wait, no, I guess I haven't seen Meet the Robinsons and Winnie the Pooh, the 2011 one. Those are the only ones I have not seen. I think I have seen 58 out of 60 of these Disney animated movies. Um, so I've seen most of them, and I'm glad I saw this one. Like I didn't dislike it. I just thought it was pretty whatever. Like it's just not anything super special to me. But there's a lot of people who probably will love this. And I'm glad for that. But I just really didn't think this one was that. I don't know, was that great. So yeah, pretty much that's it. All I can say on Encanto. Like it's a visual pleasure, but it's just really forgettable as a story for me. And the cliches just didn't work this time for me in terms of like Disney, and the music didn't work for me either. But I appreciate it being a different thing. I appreciate it being a Hispanic Disney movie as well. I like that, and I'm not saying that that's a bad thing that it is, because it's not. It's great to have integration, cultural integration that Disney usually always does. But I appreciated that. Um, but yeah, just saw these two movies this week, so that's my review on both The Kingsman and Encanto. I've got more movies I want to see. I do want to see The Matrix, but I've heard so much hate on it. Honestly, like I want to see it. I'm gonna see it because I'm just such a completionist. Like I do want to see it. I've seen the other three like years and years ago, so I might have to rewatch and review those ones. But man, I heard that new one isn't that good, or it's just okay, like nothing special. So I know that's coming out. I'm so excited for Scream coming out next month. And I'm gonna rewatch, I think, those as well, the first four Scream movies. And I even bought Scream 4 on Blu-ray just for the occasion. I had it on DVD, but I upgraded that as well. So I'm excited for Scream. I'm excited for Morbius, the next Spider-Man villain spinoff. I'm excited for Sonic the Hedgehog 2. So there's a good amount of Hollywood movies that are coming out that I'm gonna go see. But I really have just been in a TV show mood. So if you haven't seen as many movie reviews at this time, don't fret. I'm still gonna make more, but it's just taking a while because I just have a lot of stuff on my plate in real life and in my hobbies. So it's taken a while. So that is it for my review. Like I said, every review I don't know how to finish a review. I get awkward, but that is it for my review for The Kingsman and Encanto, Disney's Encanto. And I'll have more reviews coming up soon. We'll see you guys later. Take care.